Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. Um, it's been a while now. I wasn't fine. I was not fine, and I have lost my voice. All right, it wasn't good at all. I think 2 or 3 days ago. That is why I was not able to make videos right here on my channel. But by God's grace, my voice is coming back. My voice is coming back. All right. So let's get into it. All right.
We will not stop. Furthermore, we will continue to agitate for the ordination of women to the gospel ministry.
I think last week we were talking about the issue of women's ordination in the SDA church. And we talked about the ordination of Joan Cortez in the Potomac Conference. There were many Adventists who were also talking about the ordination. So we were expecting the Potomac Conference to come out and tell us something about why they ordained a woman in the church as a pastor. We were also expecting the North American division to also tell us something. And also, we were expecting the General Conference to say something. All right. But so far, we have not heard anything from the Potomac Conference. We have not heard anything from the North American division. We have not heard anything from the General Conference. And I think it is a question we need to ask. Why is the Potomac Conference silent? Why is the North American division silent? And why is the General Conference also silent about the rising women ordination in the SDA church?
It's not with pleasure that I report that on March 16, 2024, the Potomac Conference President, Charles Tapp, along with other conference officers, with the complicity of the Columbia Union, ordained to the gospel ministry of the Seventh-day Adventist Church female LGBT ally and advocate, Joan Cortez. Indeed, any ordained minister employed by the North American Division present and laying hands on Sister Cortez at this service has violated their trust as an ordained minister. And it doesn't matter if they work in the NAD office, they should be dismissed from service if they can't follow what the World Church has agreed. The Church has several times voted at the highest level of global representation in General Conference session not to permit the ordination of women to the gospel ministry. And yet, as of March 2024, there have been no substantive consequences for these actions. As far as we know, nothing is being done, no action is being taken to prevent these ungodly changes in faith practice. These are acts of rebellion exactly contradicting the spirit-led decisions of the global body. What else could we call them? In denomination after denomination, we've seen that theologically, women's ordination and LGBTQ advocacy go together.
All right, so that was the view of one Adventist. In fact, he made this video, I think, a week ago. But what I'm interested in is why is the General Conference silent about this issue? The reason why I'm asking this question is that, some few months ago, there was an issue of LGBT affirmation in the SDA church. If you could remember, the LGBT Adventists wanted the church to affirm them, all right? And it was a whole lot of issue. And we saw that the General Conference came and spoke against LGBT affirmation within the SDA church. We saw that Pastor Ted Wilson came to address this issue on several occasions, all right?
We're going to talk to you about a very serious item for a few moments. Not going to spend a lot of time, and we're not even going to open it for discussion. But we want to inform you about what's happening. Maurice Valentine, if you will just come up here to the pulpit for a moment. Several weeks ago, we organized a new committee. Actually, it's a task force. You might say, well, that's nothing unusual for the General Conference. You're always organizing committees. This one, as with most of the committees, was done for a specific purpose. We organized what is called Human Sexuality Task Force. This particular task force has as its objective to draw on all of the resources, the materials that the church has from the Bible, from Biblical Research Institute, from voted statements, from other sources, to help our church members, and especially our younger church members, to understand what the Bible has to say about human sexuality. We are facing a huge onslaught of aggressive conditioning of people's minds from social media, from culture, regarding LGBT and other aspects. We need to treat all people with respect, with love, with care. But, my dear brothers and sisters, and those of you who are part of the General Conference Division and Attached Union Officer Group, you will know that we spent about an hour together 1 week ago today in a special meeting to vote, or not to vote, but to, by common consent, a consensus statement regarding the human sexuality aspect and what the Bible teaches. You know, we vote different things, and those things are important. But what the Bible has to say is the most important. And recently, as we reviewed this, we recognized we need to be much more proactive in helping our world church, and especially young people who are so influenced by social media, by connection to the internet, to understand what the Bible says.
But since the issue of women's ordination came up, I have not heard any person, anybody, any top SDA pastor. I have not heard the General Conference or the North American Division or any other conference speak about the issue. It looks like everybody is silent about it, and we do not know. I do not know personally what is going on, whether the church has officially accepted women to be ordained as pastors or not. So if someone should ask me whether my church ordains women as pastors or not, I would not be able to say anything, because even though the world church is not ordaining women as pastors, there are some conferences that are ordaining women as pastors. All right. So maybe you are also confused and you want the GC to talk about some of these issues. Maybe you want the NAD to talk about some of these issues, or maybe you want the Potomac Conference to also speak about it. Well, let us know that in the comment section, all right? So friends, this is where I would end for today. I'm not fine, okay? So thank you for watching. My name is Lawrence, and see you next time.